It's bad for people's respiratory systems, it's bad for our economy, and people need to be aware of this.
Waving signs and wearing thin of patience, protesters raise awareness about red tide in downtown Sarasota. Plus, is the red tide moving north? An update on changing beach conditions in Manatee County. And an accused killer back on the Suncoast. New developments in a Bradenton double murder investigation. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6:30.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. First tonight, more red tide coverage this weekend and possibly that red tide moving into Anna Maria Island. Florida Fish and Wildlife tells us it has not yet tested the water on Manatee County beaches, but some of the known effects of those algae blooms appear to be showing up. ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from Anna Maria Island tonight for an update on the beach conditions there. Erica?
Adam, good evening. You can actually see all of the dead fish floating in the water while driving over the Cortez Bridge. Here's a closer look of what we're seeing. Dead fish of all shapes and sizes floating throughout the Intercoastal. But they haven't hit our local beaches in that number yet. Mote Marine Laboratory updated its beach conditions report earlier this afternoon, noting dark water and high levels of dead fish on Coquina Beach with moderate respiratory irritation. Further north on Manatee Beach, Mote reports some dead fish and dark water with intense respiratory irritation. Local businesses say they saw a boom when red tide started plaguing Sarasota County, but they worry they're next.
We had a couple openings, we had a lot of calls, and then, not much you can do.
Maybe tomorrow we'll come back and it'll be gone.
I like the optimism. Coming up tonight on ABC 7 News at 11, we'll share how those less than ideal beach conditions are hurting the local economy and local businesses. Reporting live on Anna Maria Island, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Erica. And that red tide, of course, a concern for local businesses and residents alike, but also some activists who gathered to raise awareness about the red tide in downtown Sarasota earlier today. That group formed at Marina Jack this afternoon, waving signs and calling for more research into the red tide and environmental protections. One way they're trying to influence change voting in the upcoming midterm elections.
We really hope that a lot of politicians see this, and I hope that voters see this as well and try and vote smart in the upcoming elections. This is close to my heart because every morning I try and start my day with a run on Siesta Key Beach, and I can't do that anymore. And it's also, it's the middle of the summer, and my friends and I can't go out to the beach, which is unheard of.
Another way protesters say they hope to make a difference is by asking people to respect fertilizer regulations and make sure you are using a fertilizer that does not have a negative impact on our local waterways. According to Mote Marine's latest report put out this afternoon, we are seeing moderate to intense respiratory irritation at Manatee County and northern Sarasota County beaches, while South Sarasota County beaches are looking better than yesterday. Venice Beach actually reporting no irritation. However, some dead fish are still present. ABC 7 has been out in front of this season's red tide crisis, covering the story from every angle, and you can log on to mysuncoast.com to access our catalog of coverage, including answers to your most frequently asked questions. And now we take it over to Steve Newman in for Wendy Ross tonight for a first check on our first alert weather forecast. And Steve, welcome back.
Thanks a lot. We've had some heavy storms rolling across the Suncoast. Maybe that breeze will help alleviate some of that irritation along the coast. And it was actually a sea breeze collision, which we haven't seen for a while, but that collision occurred only about 5 miles inland. I was watching on radar. As it got there, it created this line of thunderstorms. It has now moved offshore. Pretty much everybody is in the clear, but there was a lot of lightning all up and down Manatee and Sarasota County. Pretty much the entire Suncoast got hit by this. And we just saw from Erica's report at Anna Maria that storms were moving offshore there, but a lot of lightning with this one. Fortunately, it's moved on by. Our future radar shows it'll continue to move out to sea, and there'll be a few stragglers right until 10, 11, 12 o'clock tonight, and it'll be dry for the rest of tonight, and odds are we'll see another round of this tomorrow afternoon. Here's the evening planner. If you're heading out, look for temperatures to be more comfortable in the upper 70s, I think, but that decreasing chance of showers. And then overnight and tomorrow morning, beautiful sunrise. I have a complete forecast to look at the tropics in a couple of minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you, Steve. Now to an update on a double murder case in Bradenton. Suspect Joe Claire Just is now in the custody of the Department of Juvenile Justice right here in Manatee County. He was transported from Denver, Colorado, where law enforcement finally arrested him. 17-year-old Claire Just is accused of shooting and killing 18-year-old Caleb Bowman and 18-year-old Kamundry Pittman back in July. Bowman died at Manatee Memorial Hospital, while Pittman was found dead behind a mostly vacant shopping center along Cortez Road West in Bradenton. Claire Just was later arrested in connection to those deaths by Colorado deputies. Now to a disturbing confrontation captured on a Florida deputy's body camera. It shows that deputy dealing with a man who refuses to cooperate, the situation leading to gunfire. A warning, what we are about to show you may be upsetting for some viewers to watch. As ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports today, a Florida sheriff now defending his deputy's actions.
Overnight, disturbing new video showing the dramatic moments a Florida deputy fatally shoots a 29-year-old man. The deputy responding to a domestic disturbance call for Emmanuel Alcaceres, confronting the men seen here.
We got a call saying there was a fight between some guy and a girl.
Moments later, the situation escalates. The struggle prompting the deputy to fire his taser. Alcaceres refuses to cooperate and tries to grab that taser.
Hey, let go of the taser.
When Alcaceres doesn't comply, the deputy draws his gun, firing multiple shots.
Shots fired, shots fired.
The situation chaotic. Those from the house tend to the man on the ground as the deputy waits for backup.
I didn't want to. What are you doing? No, man. I'm freaking out right now, too.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood says he stands behind his deputy 100%.
Watching that video, I see a woman who's scared for her life at the hands of an abuser who I believe even toward the end wanted to show that he was in total control of what was going on.
Remains under investigation. The deputy involved is now on administrative leave. Family and friends of the suspect left wondering if those deputies' actions were justified.
No peace. Justice for my peace. No justice.
This is a rally by civil rights leader Al Sharpton and a Black Lives Matter march going on in Clearwater tonight. Both groups calling for justice in a case that sparked a national debate over Florida's controversial Stand Your Ground law, all captured on surveillance video. Back in July, Marquise McLaughlin, a black man, was shot during an altercation with Michael Draka at a Clearwater convenience store. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office did not arrest Draka, citing the law which states you can use deadly force without retreating if you believe you are in imminent danger of death or great bodily harm. Metal detectors will not be installed for the start of classes at the Florida High School, where 17 students and faculty were slain on Valentine's Day. Broward County Public Schools sending a letter Friday to the parents of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School students, informing them that the plans for those metal detectors are on hold for now. Officials previously said students would no longer have to use see-through backpacks when they return to the Parkland, Florida school, but that may change during an upcoming school security meeting happening later this week. Former student Nicholas Cruz has been jailed on 17 counts of first-degree murder since that shooting. And we are just 8 days away from the start of the new school year here, and there is still a little time left this weekend to stock up on supplies. The annual back-to-school sales tax holiday is still happening and will run through midnight tonight. During that time, clothes, shoes, and accessories $60 or less per item are tax-free, so are basic school supply items that are less than $15. And now to a story that will definitely put a smile on your face tonight. A Bradenton mom is going viral for dancing in the hallways of Manatee Memorial Hospital with nurses before going into labor. Take a look.
I've been pregnant for way too long. I tell her to turn it off. If she a baby mama, go ahead. She gon' do that baby mama. Work. She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop it down, drop it down, low. Drop it down, drop it down, low. Drop it down, drop it down, low. Put a baby mama when I step out on the block. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months.
That is expected mother Alicia. This video has been viewed over 65,000 times on Facebook and has over 1,000 likes. She is the dancing Bradenton mom now and tells us how that response, tells us about the response since she has posted that video.
It's been super positive, super awesome. A lot of people have reached out that like, wow, Bradenton, how cool is this for Bradenton? A lot of people have reached out about Manatee Memorial nurses, labor and delivery nurses. When I tell you these women are superheroes without capes, they are superheroes without capes. They are incredible. I don't know how they do what they do. It was just, it's been a great, great, great outreach, positive outreach. Everyone's been so positive.
And an interesting side note, Alicia was actually delivered in the same room at Manatee Memorial Hospital as her new child by the daughter of the doctor who delivered her. So it all comes full circle. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, are you weighing whether you should buy your next home or rent? We'll hear some tips and tricks that can save you money. Plus, lobster lovers, get ready when lobster season officially starts here in the state.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Being empowered starts with getting informed, looking closer. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. But many of us don't know there are different types of breast cancer with different characteristics. That was me. Learning about the specifics of my diagnosis gave me the confidence to make informed treatment decisions with my doctor. This meant everything to me and my family. So take another look. Ask another question. Learn more at notonetype.org.
Welcome back. If you are weighing your options over whether to buy a home or rent a home, well, listen up. As Rebecca Jarvis reports, here are a few tips and tricks to get the biggest bang for the buck in the housing market.
With home prices at record highs in much of the country, rising mortgage rates, and sweeping changes to the tax law, answering the question, should I rent or buy, has rarely been trickier.
You might offer, say, $300,000 for the home, but if somebody else comes in at $320,000, your offer could escalate up to, say, $320,000.
Which makes sure that no one else is going to come in and outbid you.
It removes some of the risk of, oh, did I overbid?
Sales of both existing and newly built homes fell overall in June, as did mortgage applications. A severe shortage of houses for sale has driven up values and priced out many would-be buyers. And experts say if you do want to buy in this market, be prepared for bidding wars. But depending on where you live, it might not make sense to own.
Nationwide, if you're going to be in the home 2 or more years, you should buy, not rent. But it's very city specific. There's some parts of the country, like in New York, where the break-even horizon, as we call it, is much longer, 7 years.
Online tools like Zillow and NerdWallet will help you to calculate whether it's smarter to own or rent based on your location.
And if you're trying to sell your home, the biggest piece of advice from experts is not to over-remodel. A fresh coat of paint, some improvements in the bathroom maybe, but don't do a big kitchen overhaul. It's not necessary in this particular market. Well, the National Rifle Association says New York regulators could leave the organization in serious financial trouble. And the NRA is pursuing legal action in an attempt to stop those people. The lawsuit, filed in May and amended in July, says New York is illegally attempting to coerce financial companies into ending business relations with the group. Back in May, New York State authorities banned an NRA-branded insurance plan. The Carry Guard program provided liability coverage for gun owners involved in shooting incidents. New York said it could be used to cover deliberate acts of wrongdoing and declared it illegal. The NRA's lawsuit says New York has violated its First Amendment rights. Well, fishermen, it's time to get cracking. The regular commercial and recreational lobster season will start tomorrow. That is good news for both anglers and, of course, seafood lovers like Steve Newman to my left. Just remember to get that license and lobster permit first. And for a link to where you can get those permits, along with what you need to know about the fishing rules, regulations, and where to harvest, you can just visit our website, mysuncoast.com. But we can't tell you specifically where the lobster are. That's really a trade secret out there in the waters. I mean, you got to have a really nice guide who's going to share that with you.
I'm ready for Lobster Palooza.
There you go, man.
Coming up.
Get it going.
Love the seafood. Well, we had a line of thunderstorms all along the Sun Coast, right along the bay. A lot of people didn't get rain, but a few did, and we'll look at it on radar in a minute. But look at how the storm proceeded offshore in the last hour from this high-resolution tower cam time-lapse video showing the storms, the column of rain out there moving offshore into the Gulf of Mexico. Quite dramatic skies, but it's just about all over, except for a few straggling showers that could come over us in the next 1, 2, 3 hours. 83 is where we've cooled off after a near record high temperature this afternoon. The dew point is 77. Humidity is 82% with a south wind at 7. Now our high today of 95, 1 degree short of the record set back in 1993, pretty close to normal for the overnight low temperatures. And here's the feel like index, and where we had the rain a little bit milder, still feels like 89 at Longboat, 87 at Siesta, but 79 at Paris from the outflow boundary from that storm up through there, but still quite warm, or feels warm in the interior. Now, in this high-resolution GOES 16 satellite image, you can see that collision of the sea breeze. The sea breeze only made it in maybe 5 miles when we collided with that flow of moist air coming across the entire state, and boom, there they go. You can see the buildups, those huge cumulus clouds, towering cumulus from the storms building up and billowing, and now the storms are not quite matured. They're still going out there. Here's a radar image the last 3 hours, and still lingering at the mouth of Tampa Bay, but you can see the solid line really didn't hit till it hit almost the bay shore. And there's still lingering chance of storms right along Anna Maria Island. It looks like coming to West Bradenton, up Palmetto is also getting some lingering showers. So we're not out of the woods yet, but that big solid line has moved offshore. The storms were driven by a strong easterly wind flow coming as around the high pressure that's stretching from Bermuda over the southeastern United States. It's fairly mild in the southeast, but still getting warm in the Midwest. 97 at Dallas, 94 at Kansas City, 112 at Phoenix, and the extreme fire danger continues out west. Now, looking at our tropics, it still remains very quiet across all the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf of Mexico. But we do have a Category 4 hurricane in the Pacific. That's Hurricane Hester right now in the middle of the Pacific, and the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center shows it at a Category 4, but weakening to Category 3 strength this evening. And it is approaching the Hawaiian Islands, but should pass about 100 miles south of there with over 100-mile-an-hour winds, so they could still get some showers and thunderstorms as a result of it. Well, looking at our future cast, there's the line of storms over us now, moving offshore tonight. quiet overnight, but look what happens tomorrow afternoon. Another line develops. Perhaps a little less coverage tomorrow than we saw today. And then Tuesday starts off mild, but on Tuesday, then another area of storms, maybe a greater chance coming in on Tuesday afternoon. Here's your marine forecast out there in the open water tomorrow. East winds in the morning, north in the afternoon 5 to 10, seas 2 feet, a light chop. Beach temperature 90 if you can find one that's not affected by red tide, with the water temperature up to 91. Here's my forecast for tonight. We've got a chance of thunderstorms continuing early. Our low temperature 74, pretty close to normal for this time of year. And tomorrow, a partly sunny day with a less chance of afternoon, evening thunderstorms. 92 the high, so maybe a tiny bit cooler. And here's your 7-day. There's that chance going up to 30% on Tuesday, 50% chance on Wednesday, and we stay pretty close to seasonal normal for chance of rain and temperatures as we look through the latter half of the week. And that's weather.
Now, sports.
The Rays have lost 2 straight one-run games to the White Sox, and entering Sunday, it was another nail-biter facing a possible 3-game sweep. Let's go right to the 7th, where Avisail Garcia hit his 2nd homer of the game. This one off Ryan Yarbrough, putting the White Sox up 2 runs. But the Rays wasting no time loading the bases and getting a big hit from G-Man Choi, Malik Smith. Matt Duffy scored easy, and the game is tied at 6. Diego Castillo, however, cannot escape the 9th inning, giving up a 2-out, 2-run bomb on the first pitch to Daniel Palka. Rays threaten in the bottom half of the inning. Jesus Sucre up with runners on first and second, but he hits into a game-ending double play. 3rd straight 1-run loss, 3rd straight loss period for the Rays. They're swept at home by Chicago. Next game, Baltimore, starting Tuesday. From footballs to snowballs, a familiar face for college football fans stopping by the Suncoast this afternoon to help open his latest business venture in St. Armand's Circle. Beach Snowballs is a new shaved ice shop where guests can cool off with a sweet treat. Today they could also meet the 1991 Heisman Trophy winner, shop co-owner Desmond Howard, who is opening that location with a fellow Wolverine football alumni.
My best friend took me to Snowballs one day. I had one, and I had 2. And I said, listen, this is probably like one of the best desserts I've ever had. I've never had, quote unquote, shaved ice like this. I want to become an investor. I want to become a part owner.
Desmond Howard, connoisseur of shaved ice. Well, he also spent a decade in the NFL playing wide receiver and kick returner, and he's become a staple on ESPN's College Game Day broadcast every Saturday during football season. Well, following a surprising run to the Wimbledon finals, Serena Williams has pulled out of another tournament next week. Williams saying she is skipping the Rogers Cup for personal reasons. The 23-time Grand Slam champion was handed the most lopsided defeat of her career on Tuesday. This would have been just her 4th tournament since having a baby in September and dealing with complications related to blood clots. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
And finally, tonight we're going to take a last look at those fleeting storms here on the Suncoast.
Still fleeting up in the northern part of our viewing area, right along the bayfront up in Manatee County. You can see the line of storms in the last 3 hours moving offshore. They formed in a solid line very quickly right along the bay shore. If you look at Palmetto, West Bradenton, still getting the edge of that skirted by it, but they're all moving offshore. But because of that lightning, stay indoors for the next half hour or so.
I was just going to say, a lot of lightning strikes popping up in the middle of that storm.
Absolutely.
And you certainly want to avoid that. And we'll have another update for you on news and weather later on at 11 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.